Hello and welcome to this quick introduction and tutorial for Quantum Console. I'm Yusuf, the developer of Quantum Console, and I'll be showing you how you can get started with QC and start writing commands for your game within minutes. Once you've installed Quantum Console in your project, you can find the prefab for the console under Plugins, QFSW, Quantum Console, Source, Prefabs, Quantum Console. Then, it's as easy as dragging and dropping it into your scene. Quantum Console requires an event system in the scene to work correctly, so if you don't already have an event system in your scene, go ahead and create one. And that's all there is to setting up. We should now be able to jump straight in and start playing with the console and entering commands. Let's start off with all commands to get a list of the available commands, and then man followed by a command to get the manual page for that command. The online documentation lists and details every command that comes included out of the box for your convenience. As you can see, we can freely open and close the console, resize it, autocomplete using the tab key or the mouse, and much more. All of this can be configured from the prefab itself. Let's take a look at how you can write your own Quantum Console commands specifically tailored to your game. The very first thing we want to do is add the import statement using qfsw.qc to the top of our script. This allows us to access all of the code provided by Quantum Console. Let's start off by writing a static function called myStaticCommand that just takes two numbers and adds them together. Now, all we need to do to make this into a command is to add the command attribute like so. The online documentation describes all of the properties of the command attribute that you can control. As you can see, our command is loaded and works perfectly. But what if we want the command to be called something else? All we have to do is insert the name we want to use in the attribute, like so. And there we go. Let's take a look at how we can write a non-static command, one that runs directly on the game object. For this example, I'll be using the tank health script, which comes from the Tanks demo project available for free on the Unity Asset Store. Just like before, the first thing we have to do is add using qfsw.qc to the top of our script. If we take a look at the script, they've included this property, HP, that allows us to get or set the HP of a tank. What if we want to turn this into a command? Well, Quantum Console can support commands directly on properties and fields, not just methods, so we can use command directly on the property like so. And then we can pick the name for the command just like before. Now what's different here compared to static commands is that for non-static commands we can tell QC exactly how we want it to get the instances to run the commands on. In this case, we want to get and set the HP for all the tanks, so we will be using monotargettype.all. If you now type tank HP, you'll see we actually have two commands. That's because the first one will allow us to get the HP of the tanks, and the second one will allow us to set the HP of the tanks. And as you can see, they both work perfectly fine. And that concludes our introduction and quick start guide to Quantum Console. There's much more that you can do with Quantum Console that's all covered by the full online documentation. If you have any questions, suggestions, or queries, please feel free to get in touch via the support channels linked in the description below, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoy using Quantum Console.